Have you ever wondered what your quiet neighbor does when no one is watching? In a small, peaceful town, surrounded by empty fields and cold wind, lived a man everyone thought was harmless. A simple farmer, quiet, shy, never caused trouble. But behind the locked doors of his old farmhouse, he was hiding something so disturbing that when the police finally opened that door, the whole world changed forever. This is the story of Ed Gein, a man whose crimes shocked America and inspired some of the darkest movies ever made. Not a monster from a film, but a real person who lived among ordinary people, buying groceries, smiling at neighbors, while hiding a nightmare inside his home. For years, local adults in Plainfield went missing. Not many, but enough to make people whisper strange rumors. Whenever someone disappeared, Ed always seemed to be around, offering help, showing up at search parties, acting concerned. But no one suspected him. He was quiet, soft-spoken. People trusted him. The truth finally surfaced when a well-known woman from town, Bernice Worden, vanished. Her store was empty, the register was open, and the last person seen with her was Ed Gein. Ed grew up extremely isolated. His mother was strict, controlling, and convinced him the world outside was sinful and dangerous. She kept him away from everyone, taught him to fear people. And when she died, Ed was left completely alone in that farmhouse. Lonely, disconnected, and mentally unstable, he slowly slipped into a world of obsession and darkness. His mind started twisting reality, and he convinced himself he needed to rebuild what he had lost. That's where the horror began. Ed's house became a place no one had entered for years. Windows always shut, curtains never open. A cold silence surrounded the property, like the earth itself didn't want to go near it. People said they saw strange tools, odd shapes through the windows. But no one had proof he acted normal in public. But inside, he was creating things no human mind should imagine. He lived in a nightmare of his own making, and he was getting more dangerous with every passing year. Police arrived at Ed Gein's farmhouse because Bernice Worden, a respected woman from town, had gone missing from her store. The cash drawer was open, the shop looked abandoned, and the last receipt written had Ed Gein's name on it. That was enough for officers to check his property. But when they entered his farmhouse, they expected answers. Not a nightmare. Inside, police uncovered a house frozen in time, filled with objects made from human remains he stole from local graveyards. He had been secretly digging up the graves of adult women who reminded him of his late mother. And he kept parts of them because his mind could not accept her death. He believed he could rebuild a version of her, a twisted attempt to bring back the only person he felt connected to. Every room in the house held something disturbing: furniture made from bones, household items crafted from remains, pieces of clothing sewn from skin. The officers were trained professionals, yet many of them ran outside, shaken to the core. Nothing in their careers had prepared them for what Ed had created. This is why Ed Gein was so dangerous. He wasn't a man who killed openly or lashed out in anger. He was someone whose mind broke in silence, whose loneliness turned into madness, and whose dark obsessions grew inside an isolated farmhouse where no one ever visited. But here's the part that truly chills the spine. Ed Gein wasn't the loud, aggressive type. He wasn't the violent man people fear. He was quiet, polite, helpful, the kind of person you'd never suspect. And that's the real horror. The most dangerous people aren't always the ones who stand out. Sometimes it's the ones standing right next to you, the ones you see every day, the ones who blend in so perfectly, you never look twice.